I'm back, bitches. What's up, guys? It's your boy, the King of Games 98. And yeah, I'm officially back after a long hiatus of no new videos on my YouTube channel. And so, today, on this video, I'm going to be reviewing SNK's Neo Geo CD home video game console. Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, so, just to give you a good shot above it, this is entirely how big the unit actually is. I know it looks really big and oddly shaped, but yeah, that's just how it was made. Okay. Oh, and in case you're wondering, we are in my nerd cave, everyone. Take a look. What do you think? Pretty cool shit, right? Right? Yeah? Okay. I know most of you haven't most of you on my YouTube channel haven't even seen my nerd cave, let alone a tour video or anything, and I apologize about that because I've really wanted to do a tour video of my awesome and amazing nerd cave, but that'll be for another day. So anyway, getting back to SNK's Neo Geo CD. SNK released the Neo Geo CD in either 1994 or 1995, I want to say. It is in the 4th generation of home video game consoles. I want to say, don't quote me on it, I want to say it's a 32-bit. I want to say it's a 32-bit console. I'm not 100% sure though, so don't quote me on that. But it is a CD-ROM disc-based console, obviously, hence the name CD. Yeah, so real quick, I'm going to tell you guys how I came to acquire this beauty. So as some of you may know, well, I would hope so, especially if you watch a lot of my videos on my YouTube channel. I'm a huge fan of SNK's Neo Geo. I got this Neo Geo CD last year for my birthday. I actually bought this bad boy off of eBay. My dad was nice enough because I wanted to get something really cool and unique, video game related and special that I would really remember, and so he let me buy this bad boy off of eBay. He totally paid for all of it, and yeah. So I believe it or not, so I bought the console with an AV cable and the power supply, and I paid, I think with shipping, it came out to be $180 for just the console with both cords. No controller, no games, no nothing. It was just 180 bucks. I ended up buying a controller separately for this bad boy, and that freaking guy was 50 bucks. Yeah, because it's freaking Neo Geo brand stuff. And then, I currently only own 3 games for the console, and we'll get to them a little bit later. So, this specific Neo Geo CD that you guys are looking at is the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. Yes, SNK made 3 different versions, 3 different models of this console. This is the first version, or this is the first model. As I just said, it is what is known as a top loader. That's right. So you push a button and the lid pops up. Well, you push actually on the lid pops up. You place a disc in. Other video game consoles that would be considered a top loader would be the original PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 1 Mini, PlayStation 2 Slim, Microsoft's Xbox never really did that. But yeah, those are just a few consoles I can name off the top of my head that were like that. But I think you guys get the picture. Yeah. So this is the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. It is what is known as a top loader. In other words, you push a button or something and the lid pops up and you place a disc in. That's how it is. Now, the second model of the Neo Geo CD is what is known as a front loader. In other words, you push a button on the console, a disc tray pops out. Well, a disc tray, there's a door, the door drops down, the disc tray comes out, and you place a disc on the disc tray. That is similarly to how Microsoft's original Xbox was, how Microsoft's Xbox 360 was. That was how the Sony's original PlayStation 2 was. That was a front loader because it had a disc tray. Yeah, so yeah, just to give you a little reference of other consoles that are considered front loaders. So yeah, the Model 2 Neo Geo CD is called a front loader. Is called a front loader. It doesn't. I'm pretty sure the Model 2 Neo Geo CD that's a front loader. I'm pretty sure it's not this big, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of. I'm pretty sure it's smaller than this, but it's. I want to say like the size of a square. Okay, so that was the Model 2 Neo Geo CD. Now, the Model 3 Neo Geo CD, which was actually called the Neo Geo CD Z, is definitely smaller than the Model 1, and I believe the whole console is instead of it being black, I believe it's gray. Now, what I thought was really interesting about the Model 3 Neo Geo CD is that it is exactly like the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. It's a top loader, meaning you push a button, a lid pops up, you place a disc in it. You know, easy. Now, what was supposed to be real great and amazing about SNK's Neo Geo CD Z, the third model Neo Geo CD, was that it was supposed to have way faster loading times than the Model 1 Neo Geo CD, and yeah, that was really about it. That was supposed to be really special about it. It was supposed to have faster loading times, and it was just supposed to, you know, be better in that retrospect, because that was really the only major problem with the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. It had slow loading times, and that's really what everyone says about this console. But yeah, so the third model, the Neo Geo CD, was supposed to improve upon that, but I also heard and saw people complaining online with specifically the third model Neo Geo CD, the CDZ, that the damn thing overheats if you play games on it too long. So yeah, I don't really know what you want to say about that, but yeah. So this is, as I previously stated, the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. SNK made 3 different models. This is the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. The Model 2 is smaller than this, I want to say, and it's square and is what is called a front loader. And then the third model Neo Geo CD is called the Neo Geo CD Z, and it's smaller than this. I'm pretty sure it's gray, and it's a top loader just like this. So yeah. Oh, what you guys should know about the other 2 models of the Neo Geo CD is that in the US, we only got the Model 1 Neo Geo CD. We never even saw the Model 2 front loader or the Model 3 CDZ. Those were exclusive to Japan and were only made in Japan. So if you want either the Model 2 front loader Neo Geo CD or the Model 3 Neo Geo CDZ, you are going to have to buy them from Japan, and you know, you could go through eBay. I don't know if even Amazon would sell them, but you'd have to go through some probably online site because you'd have to import them, most likely from Japan. Yeah. So yeah, I got my Model 1 Neo Geo CD last year for my birthday. I paid $180 for it off of eBay, and that I just got the console and the 2 cables. That was it. I ended up buying this really nice controller for it, original SNK brand, separately. I paid $50 just for that controller separately, and then I got, as of right now, I only own 3 games for it, the console, but I'm not really complaining because there are 3 very good SNK made fighting games, Japanese fighting games. So yeah. Yeah, if you want, I can, if you guys would like, I could show you, I could like turn the console a little bit and like show you guys more of it. Okay. So, whoa, let's back up. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay, that's still kind of... Okay, so this is exactly how big the Model 1 Neo Geo CD looks like. This is the front, controller port 1, controller port 2. This is the power button. Like I showed earlier, to open it, to put a game disc in, you just pop up, you just literally push on the disc tray and it pops up, and then you just put a game disc in, and then you just close it back down like so. Yeah, so this is the side. I think the Model 1 Neo Geo CD is like pretty damn cool looking, and it looks unique as hell, I think, you know. And then this is the back. Okay, this is the back of the unit. So we got that. This is the power supply in. SNK was really cool with how, at least I think, with how they designed all 3. Because I'm pretty sure all 3 model Neo Geo CDs have these outputs. So this AV port right here is like a Sega Genesis Model 1 styled AV port, but I don't believe a Model 1 Sega Genesis AV cable would fit it. But that's about what it looks like. Then they even included an S-video port for those, you know, guys who really want superb picture quality. And then they just included a regular standard composite red, yellow, and white AV out ports, you know, just standard AV cable right on the back, which I love. So, you know, you have literally 3 different ways of hooking up this console. And, I mean, the picture quality is going to be about the same, you know, with each. But, yeah. Side shot, front. This is the power light, by the way. I don't know if I said that. This is the power button, that's the power light. Yeah. Oh, let me show you guys the controller. I really dig the controller for this console. Okay, so this is what the controller, well, okay guys, so I figured I would show you what the controller looks like for a Neo Geo CD, because I think this is really cool looking. So this is what it looks like. This is how I hold it, you know, when I go to play it. So, you know, thumb for the control stick, thumb for AB. I freaking love how they designed this controller. Listen to the freaking joystick on this, or listen to the freaking D-pad on this controller. Makes that clicking sound, and look how freaking freely it moves when I move it. It just moves perfectly. Like these, I love controllers that are made like this because you can just tell they were made for fighting games. This controller is superb for fighting games. Like seriously, you don't even know how good and great it is using this controller to play fighting games on this system. Yeah, and you know what's pretty unique and cool about the Neo Geo CD? You don't even need to use these controllers that were made for this console. If you own a Neo Geo A.E.S. and have the huge joystick controllers, you can plug them in to the Neo Geo CD and use them, and they work just fine. And then there was also SNK made a Neo Geo Controller Pro controller, which was a smaller version of the A.E.S joystick controller. You can plug that sucker right into that too and use it on there as well, which I thought was pretty damn cool. But yeah. Oh, one big thing I forgot to mention to you guys. This specific Neo Geo CD console, this specific Model 1 Neo Geo CD console that I own, this is actually the Japanese version. Yeah, this is not the US version. What's great to know about all three model Neo Geo CDs is that they're all region free. There is no region lock. In other words, what does that mean? Well, that means depending on if you have a Japanese Neo Geo CD or by some grace of glory you happen to own a US Neo Geo CD, cough cough, they're very rare. They will play both Japanese and US games in the console. There's no, region lock. There's no, there's nothing that will force it to not play on the console. In other words, so that was, I didn't really mind buying this Japanese Neo Geo CD because it's region free. Who cares? But yeah, one thing to know about the Neo Geo CD consoles. Well, specifically about the Model 1 Neo Geo CD is that the US version of this console is extremely hard to find. I mean, if you come across one of these bad boys out in the wild, as video gamers say, you best better buy it. Because if you don't buy it, oh, you are really gonna wish you would have bought it. Because it's literally worth, it's worth a pretty penny. I'll say that. I couldn't tell you right now for this video exactly how much a US version is worth. But, yeah. Oh, so real quick, I thought I would tell you guys, if anyone is really in the market and interested in buying a Neo Geo CD, because basically it's basically a Neo Geo A.E.S, but instead of huge-ass cartridge-based games, they're nice CD disc-based games, which are easier, which are cheaper to buy, and they're everywhere. Well, I shouldn't say everywhere. If you buy online, you can find a lot of them online. It's not like these games are still sold in stores, but yeah, if you buy online, you can find a load of games for this console still online for sale. Alright, let me show you guys the couple of games I have here. And then what I'm going to do is, after I show you the 3 games I own for the Neo Geo CD, I'm going to choose like 1 or 2, say, and I'm going to hook my console up to my TV right here, and I'm going to show you guys gameplay of, say, like 1 or 2 games, just to give you a good idea of how these games look on this console, okay? Alright guys, so my first Neo Geo CD, well, you know what? Okay, so okay, so like I said, I only own 3 games for my Neo Geo CD. I'm gonna show you guys all 3 of the games, not at the same time, but I'm gonna show you the 3 games I own in the order that I bought these games. So my first game that I bought for my Neo Geo CD is Real Bout Fatal Fury, or in Japanese it would be Real Bout Garu Densetsu for Neo Geo CD, and that's Geese Howard on the front, in case y'all don't know. This is an SNK made Japanese, it's an SNK made 2D Japanese fighting game, very similar to like Street Fighter 2, very similar to, like, yeah, Street Fighter 2, any other 2D, fighting games that you could think of. Oh, Blaze Blue, Persona 4 Arena, sorry, that's all I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, any other 2D fighting game. This is basically how most of SNK's Japanese-made fighting games are like. Okay, so this is the inside of Real Bout Fatal Fury. There's the manual. This is the game disc. I always thought this game disc was pretty cool looking. It's got my man Terry Bogard right on the front, King of the Fighters, and I guess it's supposed to be Geese Howard. It's so long, Geese. Okay, so that's Real Bout Fatal Fury. Okay, my second and next game that I bought for my Neo Geo CD is the King of Fighters 94. I found out this was the very first King of Fighters game, and I don't think I ever played the very first King of Fighters. I've played a lot of other King of Fighters, but I don't think I played the actual first one. And so when I found out 94 was technically the first King of Fighters game, I was like, I gotta get it. So that's the front. This is the back. Now again, King of Fighters plays identically to Fatal Fury, so it's a 2D Japanese fighting game. So, let me show you the inside. Okay, so this is the inside. This is the inside of the manual. That's the spine. In case you guys didn't notice, I probably should have mentioned all three of the Neo Geo CD games I own are all Japan imports. Because, again, on eBay, they're like everywhere. And like you can get good Neo Geo CD games for like $20 and under. That's literally what I paid for most of these games individually, mind you, but still $20 and under. You can't really beat that. So this is the manual. That's the little spine card because it's from Japan, and that's the game disc. Team battle action game. I love how they put that, and they're not really specific at all. It could be freaking anything, but yep, there's King of Fighters 94. Alright, the third and final Neo Geo CD game that I bought for myself is Fatal Fury 3 Road to the Final Victory. Now, I don't quite know why this specific Fatal Fury game never came to the US. It was like only made in Japan, and I don't know why it wasn't like when this game first came out. This is a copy of when this game first came out. It was only made in Japan. Now, I think years and years later, SNK with one of their Fatal Fury battle archives for the PlayStation 2, I think Fatal Fury 3 was included on one of them. So wasn't until like PlayStation 2 era, but we did finally get the game in the US, and yeah, I don't really know why we did. Oh, this is my man Terry Bogard on the front again. Okay, so that's the inside of the case, back of the manual. I don't speak a lick of Japanese, so blah 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 blah. 3 real battle action game, and show you the back. Again, it's Fatal Fury 3, so 2D Japanese fighting game. Alright guys, well, I probably have talked your ear off long enough, and I showed you the 3 games, Neo Geo CD games I own, and like I said, I would hook my console up and pop in 1 or 2 games and show you guys some gameplay to get a good idea of how these games look and play on a Neo Geo CD. So, give me a minute while I hook up my console.